San Francisco is never, ever going back to the glory days. Back before all this crazy stuff, back before the pandemic started, San Francisco was by far one of the most expensive places in the world. It was the place where everybody wanted to go. In fact, the word startup essentially just correlates to get yourself to San Francisco and make some connections, and all the VCs lived here. I mean, San Francisco used to be pretty very vibrant, okay? Though it was still pretty violent as well, but it was mostly restricted towards the Tenderloin district, one specific neighborhood in San Francisco where open-air drug markets are littered with. But the other parts of San Francisco were very vibrant. It was very good. The location is great. You go south, you got Silicon Valley, lots of venture capitalists here, a lot of investors here, and everyone's having a good time, okay? Tech startups were being born every single day in San Francisco. In fact, a lot of America's finest companies really did come from the Bay Area. And now the Bay Area has fully changed with a lot of companies moving out. Companies like Uber downsizing like 35% of their office in San Francisco. Real estate developers losing a bunch of money. Commercial office buildings being vacant. This is the true end of San Francisco. And if you guys don't believe that I'm saying this, then you should believe Salesforce's CEO. You do have the CEO from Salesforce, who is actually one of the best CEOs out there, in my opinion. And Salesforce is a massive company. It's $200-300 billion market cap, and they own the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco, the tallest skyscraper in San Francisco, which is over 50% vacant. And essentially, the CEO of Salesforce is saying that San Francisco's downtown will never go back to the way it was. And it's pretty simple, okay? A lot of people are saying the same thing. You walk down the streets, it's pretty empty. Most of the daytime office workers don't exist anymore. A lot of the small mom and pop stores are leaving, and you don't really hear a lot of these small businesses on the news. You usually hear big companies moving out. You usually hear iconic stores closing. But for every single one of those articles, there's always probably 50 to 70 small business owners closing down. And every single business owner is saying the same thing, right? Not a lot of workers came back to San Francisco. Everyone is staying online. Okay, that's fine. You could still get tourists if some workers work online, but tourism is dead and business owners are struggling and closing down. They're also getting robbed with nothing really happening. The cops can't really do anything, and the whole entire law of San Francisco is so messed up that you could pretty much rob several $100s in San Francisco and just get away with it, and nothing has really been done. I mean, you probably get like a little lecture, but that's it. And people just get on the streets and start robbing stores again. And that's just how it is. And there's also crack, urine, poop on the floor. And it's not dog poop, it's human poop on the floor. And obviously, this is just a terrible environment. I mean, they really ran themselves to the ground, let's be real. I've never seen a city in a first world country like this. Okay, San Francisco had everything going with it, and they pretty much just threw itself in the trash. Okay, go to the UAE, guys. Go to Qatar. Even some Chinese cities, guys. It's crazy. Okay, go to Hong Kong, go to Taiwan, go to Japan, Australia, Singapore. Those cities, you would not see a single tent in downtown. You would not see a single, human poop on the floor. You would not see, crack and cocaine on the floor. You would not see open air drug markets in those cities, but you will see them in San Francisco. That's why everyone's leaving. It's never coming back ever again. And check this out. Uber is shedding a third of its San Francisco headquarters in Mission Bay. They want to sublease this building, but nobody wants it. So number one, you got Uber downgrading and they're trying to run away. And number two, nobody even wants this. And I guarantee Uber has probably cut prices for this several times. There's just not a company big enough to occupy this. All of the big companies are leaving San Francisco, and the remaining companies are downsizing offices. And when everyone downsizes and nobody comes in and gets any office space, it's pretty bad. Now, you probably have heard a lot of news articles that, the AI boom is causing a lot of people to move back into San Francisco. Don't be fooled. It's only like 2,000 employees when you have like 50, 70,000 employees leaving the whole entire area. There's still a humongous outflow of individuals, and the city's getting worse by the day. A lot of residents are moving out. A lot of residents are actually quitting their fine jobs and picking jobs that pay less and work online and get the hell out of San Francisco. Okay, a lot of people are leaving the Bay Area because one, it's expensive. Two, it's literally lawless. And lastly, you can't have a good nightlife. Okay, imagine you have to go through, feces, poop, and people smoking crack and shoot up heroin just to go to your job and just to come back. It's just not a safe city. Okay, ask people who used to work there. They said it used to be pretty good, though it had its problems. Now it's in the dumps, and it's so bad they don't want to go back. I mean, let's check out this, okay? San Francisco Controller Report finds nearly half of commercial streets had feces in 2022, and the city is even thinking about getting $5 million, to some residents as a sorry payment. I mean, this is crazy, okay? I mean, if you just remove the name San Francisco and just say that this city, half the streets had feces, you probably think it's some third world country. But then when you reveal the name, it's San Francisco, America's tech hub. They really need to fix things up, okay? I mean, at least San Diego is fixing something up, passing a law, barely, to ban homeless encampments on the streets because they want to protect their businesses and tourism so they actually have revenue and then help the homeless individuals. So San Diego, as bad as they are, they're at least doing something to protect their businesses. San Francisco is doing nothing for its businesses. Malls are shutting down. Mom and pop stores are leaving. Guys, it's no joke when I tell you the streets of San Francisco, like Market Street, is completely empty. Okay, you like a whole stretch of retail stores, first floor, prime real estate. Every 5 stores, like 2 to 3 of them are empty. The vacancy rates for even first floor retail centers are a staggering high. Vacancies for offices is said to be roughly 30%, but don't be fooled by that. A lot of people say it's more than 30% because a lot of people move out of these condos and offices before the lease ever ends because the city is so bad. So the vacancies are more like 50 to 60%. That's what a lot of people are saying. Talk to small business owners and look at what they're saying. They also kind of meant that, if the vacancies were really 30%, they'll still have some business, but the businesses are so empty right now, okay? If you look at downtown San Francisco, nobody walks around in the daytime. Like, it's so empty in the daytime. Where is everybody? Where are all the office workers? If you look at the San Francisco videos, like 2015, 2016, downtown was packed with people. Now it's super empty. It's almost like a ghost town. It's very eerie. A lot of people are moving out, okay? They're moving out in droves, and the leases are ending without a returning customer. And this is what's happening here. Even Elon Musk is threatening to get Twitter out of San Francisco because of how hideous and crazy the conditions are. Tourism is at an all-time low. San Francisco Airbnbs are making basically $0. Out of 30 nights in a month, they only really make 2 to 3 nights. And they're saying the vacancies have pretty much went up several fold. They've never seen vacancies like this ever before. And look at Westfield Mall. Westfield is proud to say that all the locations besides San Francisco has a vacancy rate of only 3 to 7%, whereas the vacancy rate of San Francisco for Westfield was 50%. And that shows you stores don't want to stay here. Whole Foods is leaving. Uniqlo is leaving. AT&T flagship store is leaving. America's oldest brewery has closed down. I mean, the list just goes on and on. I've never seen a single city with this many stores closing. People laugh when I say it's a new Detroit. But if you look at what happened to Detroit and what happened in San Francisco, they match perfectly. Okay, absolutely perfectly. And it's scary. I said before, guys, I don't want to hate on San Francisco too much. This is still a really good city if they clean up all these problems, but chances are probably not. If you guys have ever been to San Francisco, you probably have noticed that the weather is pretty good. A lot of great tech. The culture is great as well. And the people, a lot of young millennials, Gen Z guys, tech guys, okay? If you're a tech geek, you'll love San Francisco, but you won't like it now because of what they're doing to the city. They need to fix this, okay? Before it's too late, but some people are already saying it's a little bit too late.